Well, hi everybody, this is Mindy. I just wanted to show you, if you're interested in buying some of my services like the Magic EA or the trade copying service that I'm now using, I wanted to show you on my website where you would find those things and then how you would set up your trading account for the proper installation of either the trade copying service software or the Magic EA software. Okay, so when you're looking at my website, at first what you see is essentially up at the top where I talk about the comprehensive forex education program that I'm offering. Still offering this. As you guys know, I'm going to be retiring at some point this year. So after I retire, I will not be available for personal mentoring 24 hours a day the way I am now. So anyway, if you are interested in learning how to trade Forex, right now, people who are my mentoring students or people who are in this program literally have access to me 24 hours a day when the Forex market's open. Right? And you can come online, talk to me, show me what's going on in your accounts, and we can take care of the problem, or you can watch my screen, watch the trades that I'm making, things like that. But when you come on down into my website a little bit, by far the most popular product that I sell is my Magic EA. Okay, this is an EA that not only creates trades for you, but it manages the trades in a way that it's never going to take a loss on any position that it makes. Okay, never. So that's pretty cool, right? Actually, this program is something that I've been developing and having the program done over about a 3-year period. And we now have all of the bugs worked out of it. It's an incredibly productive Forex auto trading EA. Now, if you're saying, well, I don't know what an EA is, so it doesn't matter to me. EA means expert advisor. And all that means is that it is a program that you put into your trading platform when you're using MetaTrader 4 that essentially does the trading for you. So if you're someone who's tried to trade Forex for years and maybe you've just never had any success being profitable at your Forex trading, the Magic EA is definitely for you. Or if you're somebody out there that knows what the power of Forex can be and how much money you can make trading Forex, but you don't have the time to trade it, or you don't have the inclination to want to learn how to trade it, because to be a really good Forex trader literally takes about a year to learn everything you need to know, right, before you're going to be able to be consistently profitable. So if you're a person like that wants to trade Forex but doesn't want to learn how to do it, or doesn't have time to learn how to do it, but you want to open a Forex account, you can literally open a Forex account, have me help you install the Magic EA. The Magic EA is going to do the work for you. Okay, so that's a great thing. So anyway, I sell the Magic EA to lots of people, and so I decided to do a video that would walk people through how to prepare their MetaTrader account for installation of the Magic EA or installation of the software that's used. Let's say that you don't want to buy the Magic EA. You just want somebody trading for you, somebody that knows what they're doing, right? Well, I also offer a service called Trade Copying Service. And with this service, you don't have to install the Magic EA on your trading account. All you do is install the trade copying software, and every time I make a trade in my live account, that trade is copied into your account, right? And it'll be, the copying software will automatically size the trade in your account to be the proper size, depending on what your account balance is. So we don't have to have the same balance in our trading accounts and things like that, right? So the video I'm making today is to show you how to prepare your account for the addition of the software for either the trade copying service or the Magic EA. Okay, so now what I've done is I literally recorded a session that I had with somebody where I was walking them through step by step. So here in a minute that video will begin. Okay, so that's where we're at. Okay, well, hi, I'm glad that you could come online so that I can show you how to set up this Magic EA. But before I have you set it up on your account, there's some things about it that I would like to explain to you. And the first thing is, what we'll do by the time we're finished tonight is we will have the Magic EA set up on your trading account, and it will look pretty much just like this. Now, what these are, each currency pair I have made a little chart for, because the EA has to be on a chart for that pair for the EA to work. So if we're going to run the EA on 28 pairs, we have to have 28 chart boxes, and we have to have the EA running on all 28 pairs. So that's why there's so many little boxes on the screen. But the thing is, once the EA is running, what the Magic EA does is it creates trades, and then it manages the trades so that when a trade becomes profitable, it'll put a profit stop on the trade to protect some profit, and it will have a profit target that will be whatever you set it to be, but generally somewhere around 25 or 35 pips. And what happens is eventually every trade will close somewhere between what I call the profit stop and the profit target. But every trade will eventually close for a profitable outcome. Now, that sounds kind of crazy. I know that it does. But let me show you what the account history looks like. This account has been running for several months, and what you can see is that the account started with $10,000, and it has all kinds of trades in it. Some of them closed at the profit stop, but they closed for a profit. See, this is supposed to be a stop loss column, but I don't believe in taking losses on trades. So I use this stop loss column to protect some profit in the account, in the trade. But other trades will hit their profit target, right? So we have all these trades, but what you can see is that everything eventually comes out for a profitable outcome. And just in the last few months, this account has been running essentially since the first part of January. It will show you right up here. If we go by date, the first trade went in on December 20th. Okay, today is March 1st, so that's essentially all of January and February, because that last week of December doesn't really count for much, right? Because it's a holiday. But in the 2 months that the account has been trading, it has booked $4,913 of profit, because remember, it started with $10,000. Okay, so in fact it tells you right over here that the profit is $4,913. Now that's a gross profit though, right? And so when we go back over to the trade tab, which is where your current positions reside, what we see is the balance on the account is now $14,913 because the balance includes your initial deposit plus all of the closed positions. Okay? Now, next we have our equity balance. Okay? The equity balance is what you would get if you called the broker right now and said, I'm done, cash me out. What they would do is they would close all the trades in your account and they would send you a check for $12,067. So you're probably thinking, well, wait a minute. Why is the equity, the amount that I would walk away with, less than the balance? It's because when we put money in a forex account, what we're doing is we're putting our money in the forex account so that we can use our money, our $10,000, to make more money. And the way that we make more money is two ways. The way we use our money is two ways. We use our money first to put deposits on new positions that we open, because the broker, every time you open a position, whether it's a buy trade or a sell trade, the broker's going to ask you to cough up a small deposit to be in that trade, right? And so that's what margin is. And right now, with the number of trades that I have open, I have $340 on deposit, right? Now that's money that has come out of my equity balance that I temporarily have no availability to, right? Because they've pulled it out of my account. When the trades close, whether they would close for a profit or a loss, the broker's going to give me that money back. But the second way that we use our money to make more money is by letting the trades that are not profitable yet accrue negative PL, right? So when a trade doesn't go profitable, the only thing it can do is go negative. And when this trade right here is $54 negative, that's $54 that has been sucked out of my equity balance, right? So if we look down here at the equity balance, if we added the negative PL that we're currently running, if this was zero,
I got it.
It would, then our equity balance and our balance would equal the same number. Okay? So we use our money to make more money by letting the bad trades ride until they get profitable. But the problem with that is that if you're going to let bad trades ride, you have to have a way to control this negative equity and make sure that the negative equity doesn't use up all of your free margin.
Free margin.
Right? Because your free margin is how much I have left to work with at this moment in time. Okay? But the Magic EA takes care of that, because the Magic EA, which I spent over $40,000 having programmed over the course of 3 years, okay, what it does is it has an account risk manager attached to it, okay? And in the account risk manager, we can define how much of our account balance we are willing to use in negative PL. So we have total control over just how negative the negative PL can get. Okay? So, anyway, that's pretty slick. because what it means is that under no circumstances will this account get overtraded to the point that you would be at risk of a margin call. Okay, a margin call is when your negative PL gets so big that you run out of free margin or usable margin. Some brokers call it usable margin, some brokers call it free margin, but this is how much money I have currently, right now, to use on either more trades or more negative PL in the trades that are going bad. Okay? But as I explained a few minutes ago, the way that I trade manually and the way that I have developed the EA to trade, I never take a loss on a trade. Never. Okay? But people say, well, how can you do that? Well, it's because of the strategy that I developed. And so what I decided many years ago, 20 years ago, is that I wanted to limit my investment in any one trade. Okay? So if a trade goes ugly, essentially 100 pips, which is my limit, that's how much I'm willing to invest in any trade that I take. If the trade goes 100 pips negative, it's going to create, the magic EA will create a hedge, meaning an equal but opposite trade. And what that does is that stops the bleeding of the account, right? Because these trades are offsetting each other. So it doesn't matter how high the price moves or how low the price moves. One of these trades might end up being 700 pips negative, right? But the equal and opposite trade at that point would be 600 pips positive. So the difference between the two trades is never more than 100 pips.
100 pips.
Right. But then you're saying, well, how do you get out of that mess, right? Because this looks pretty messy right now, right? Well, the way we get out of this mess is that we add what I call a fixer trade to the hedge and the original trade. And when the fixer trade is more profitable than the hedge is negative, then if I was trading manually, I'd close these two trades. Because if the hedge is negative, it means the original trade no longer needs to be hedged because it's less than 100 pips ugly. Okay? So I'll show you now how this plays out in the account and why it's a good thing sometimes to have trades that go ugly. I mean, nobody believes that until they see the results. But here's how that works. If we go to the account history, what we see, I see I've scrolled to the bottom of the account history, right? Because the first month or so that the account was open, it didn't have anything that hedged, right? So there weren't any quick fixers. But when we get down here to what happened in the last few days, we've had lots of hedges and lots of quick fixers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what happens is every time we have a hedge trade, we also have a quick fixer trade in close proximity to it that where the quick fixer has bought off the hedge. Okay, so in this case, and the reason I know these two trades went together is because I can tell by the trade number, right? See? So what happened is when this hedge was $18 negative, the quick fixer was $76 profitable, meaning that there was a positive outcome here of about $58, right? And then in this situation here, this hedge goes with this quick fixer. The quick fixer was $87 profitable. It bought off the hedge when the hedge was $17 negative. So in this case, we made another $60 on this transaction. Okay. This hedge goes with this quick fixer. And in this case, the quick fixer was $97 and the hedge was $47 negative. So we made about $50 in this transaction. Now, here's something that I want to show you. These three transactions were hedges and quick fixers of the same trade. Okay, so what happened here is there was a hedge and a quick fixer for the same trade that closed on February 27th at 7:10 o'clock. There was another hedge and quick fixer for the same trade that closed on February 27th at 9 o'clock. There was another hedge and quick fixer for the same trade that also closed on February 27th at 1900 o'clock. Okay, so by holding one lousy negative trade, just in one day, I made, what did we say this was? $50 plus $60. That's $110 plus another $58. I made $168 because I had a trade that went nasty. Right? So, if I made $168 on that, that's more than I make. In fact, every time you have a quick fixer and a hedge that close, they're going to make more than what you make off of the original trades that close positive the way that they should close. Right? So this is probably the first and only trading strategy where you're really not upset when you have trades that go ugly, because you know you're going to make way more money off of these hedges and quick fixers when they close than you make off of the original trades once the original trades come out for profit. Does that make sense to you?
So to keep the original bad trades, the EA is working hard to use the hedge and the quick fixer to generate profits. And then you'll keep doing that until the original trade come positive or at least break even.
Yes.
Am I understanding this right? Okay.
Yeah, but we don't take break-even trades. We wait for that original trade to become positive. Because the thing about forex is that if you've ever looked at long-term forex charts, what you will see is that you can make any trade on any given day, and sooner or later that trade will be positive. It's just a matter of when's later. Is later in a couple hours, or is later next Friday, or is later next July 7th? You know, you never know when later is, okay? But
I see what you mean. You mean it's always gonna turn around going to the...
It's always gonna go the other direction sooner or later. Always. Now, there are a few exceptions to that, okay? Because over the last 20 years that I've been trading forex, there have been, maybe not even a dozen, maybe 9 or 10 times when a forex chart was so extreme that it was obviously so high that doing a buy in that area would be obvious suicide, right? Because it's not going to keep up going up forever. See, that's the thing about forex, why I can trade successfully and most people can't. Most people who try to trade forex are trend traders. They see a price moving up and they just assume it's going to keep going up because that's how you trade stock, right? The natural life of a stock is to keep appreciating until there's a reason for that stock to depreciate. But you have to have a pretty strong reason for a stock to depreciate, right? Maybe the company's making widgets and nobody buys widgets anymore. Maybe the CEO is involved in a huge scandal. Maybe the company itself has been caught up in some big scandal or who knows what. But most stocks, you can trend trade them. That's what people do in the stock market. But you cannot trade forex like that because the volatility is so high.
Exactly.
Forex prices go up and down all the time. And even when they're trending up, they will go up and down while they're trending up, or they'll go up and down while they're trending down. And the strategy that I developed is not a trend strategy. It's a strategy that is based on overreactive price action. And so 20 years ago, I developed a mathematical formula that tells me the range of where a forex price should be trading at any given moment in time. And so it also tells me when a price is trading above or below the range where it should be trading. And those are the trades that I take. So even though right now this account has several trades that are caught up in hedge situations, it has 3 right now, right? Most of the time, the trades that I make come out just fine and never hedge. So if I sort these by comment, and we can see how many hedges and quick fixers I've had in the last 2 months. I've had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, about 21 hedges and quick fixers in the last 2 months. But when you look at the list of original trades, these are trades that never hedged, right? They just came out just fine. But you can see that none of them make a ton of money, right? But look how long the list is. It goes and 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 goes. Okay, so we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of trades that never hedged, right? And we're talking about 21 that did. Okay, so see, this is why I can trade successfully and most people can't. Okay, and then also this shows you that the number of hedges is going to pretty much equal the number of quick fixers. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23. Okay, we had a couple extra in there, but that's because some of those trades I took care of manually. Okay.
I see the manual. So if I do the magic EA, would I get the manual, or that will not be there, right? Because it's not exactly copy or trade.
That's correct. If with what you purchased tonight, you purchased the Magic EA, right? But the thing is, you don't have to trade manually. It would be nice if you knew how to trade manually, because then you would understand what the EA is doing, right? But in most cases, this is about as extreme as I've ever seen the negative PL on here. And the thing is, I know that it can't get much worse, because right here in the account risk manager, I have told the EA not to have more than 3 total lots of trades at risk at any given time, and not to exceed 25% of the balance of the account in negative trades.
I see.
Now, if that were to happen, if this condition or this condition was met, what would happen is the EA would stop taking more trades, but it would still manage the trades that are in there. And as these trades come out, that would free up the account to take more trades again. And I have seen circumstances, not with this account, but over the last 3 years since I've been using the Magic EA, I've seen circumstances when the accounts would get bad enough that they would stop taking trades, sometimes for up to 2 weeks. But eventually what happens is, as the markets move back and forth, it'll start picking off these hedge and quick fix situations one by one, and eventually everything comes out fine. It's pretty incredible. It really is. But,
it is.
yeah, but if you wanted to learn how to trade manually, I realize that you're not somebody that wants to do what I do and sit here. I literally trade 22 hours a day, right?
I can't do that.
About a 2-hour minute. Most people can't do that and don't want to do that,
Exactly.
and I get that. But if you wanted to learn enough about what the EA is doing so that you could be in a position to manually intervene from time to time, then I would suggest that at some point you take 1 month of my mentoring class and, use that time to learn enough about the trading strategy that you would know how to manually manipulate these situations occasionally. But most of the time, what you're going to find with the Magic EA is you really do not want to intervene with the trades, because if you intervene
I would know
with them
enough to do that.
and when you do intervene, you're usually messing it up, because one thing that a lot of people do, they'll see this big profit in this hedge trade, right? And they're going, well, why don't I take that $500 off the table, right? But you never want to close a hedge for a profit, because if this trade is profitable, what it means is that the original trade that it goes with is really ugly. And that trade is this one, the one right above it. So you don't want to take this profit off the table and leave that hanging, right? But right now, the difference between these two trades is only 100 pips, about $600, which is no big deal. It's a 6-unit trade. It's a 6 mini lot trade. It's only 100 pips, right? So the last thing you ever want to do is take a hedge trade out for a profit. Hedge trades are there for only one reason, and that's to protect your equity from a big dump in a trade that's getting uglier and uglier, right?
Yes.
So hedges are protection trades. Quick fixers are gonna fix it. But if you book off the hedge, the quick fixer's stuck. So you don't want to do that. Okay? So the best thing to do when you're using the Magic EA is to literally leave it alone and let it do its thing.
So I understand the hedge is like kind of opposite of the original trade.
Correct.
But what does the quick fixer does?
Well, the quick fixer, the way the Magic EA does it, let me get out my little pen tool here and I'll draw some lines on the white space here and explain it to you. Okay, so let's say that, let's get this set up right. Use its inline. Okay, let's say that the price is moving up, right? But forex prices never go straight up or straight down, right? They just kind of do all kinds of things, right? And so anyway, let's say that that's a price movement, okay? And then let's say that on well, let's just say on this rise right here, we thought that this was, oh shoot, just a minute, let's see if I can erase, let's try this pen tool again. Okay, let's say right in here, I thought it was a good idea to do a sell trade right there. I'm making that a red line because that's a sell trade, okay? And obviously the price didn't come down, it went up. Okay, so let's say that 100 pips higher, what I'm going to do is a buy trade. So 100 pips higher, what I'm going to do is a buy trade. And let's say that the 100 pip mark came in right here. Okay, so I'm doing a buy trade right there. So these two trades are offsetting each other, right? And there's a 100 pip difference between them. So then what happens, the way the magic EA does it is it comes in and it makes two quick fixer orders. It makes one about 8 pips above the price, and it makes another one 3 pips below the price. Okay, now these are quick fixers, and that's a Q, in case you can't tell.
I can't tell.
I don't have a very good drawing tablet here. So these are Qs for quick fixers, right? So, and they're both orders. Okay, so these are just two orders when they initially go in. That's an O, meaning order. Okay, so we have two orders for quick fixers. What's going to happen is that as the price moves around, and these are also sell trades, by the way, okay, because what we're trying to do is buy off this hedge buy when the hedge is negative, okay? So what happens here is as the price wiggles around, it's either going to pick up this order for a quick fixer or this order for a quick fixer. Now, this would be the better order to pick up, because if we're picking up a sell trade, the higher the better, right? But what we don't want to have happen is have the price move back between our sell trade and our buy trade without having a quick fixer, because then the buy trade's ugly and the sell trade's ugly and you're stuck in the middle. So that doesn't help, right? So what would happen if the as the price moves, it's either going to pick up this sell trade or this sell trade. Now, the thing about it is quick fixers are twice as big, so they're 2x the size of the buy and 2x the size of the sell. So if the original sell was a 1 unit and the buy was a 1 unit, the quick fixer is a 2 unit sell. Okay, so what that means is that let's just say that this is the trade that picked up. Okay, so this quick fixer might go a little ugly, right? But as the price comes down, what's going to happen is this quick fixer is going to buy off the hedge when the hedge is somewhere between 12 and 20 pips negative. So what that means is that right down here, that would be about, let's just say 15 pips negative, right? Right in here, the hedge, which is the buy trade, is negative, let's just say 15 pips, right? But the quick fixer is 8 pips higher, so it is 23 pips positive, but it's 23 times 2. So that means it's 46 pips positive. Now, if these are all 1 unit trades, this would also be how many dollars it would be worth about. So in this combination, we just made $31 of profit, right?
Very slick.
So what's going to happen if the price goes back up to where this trade again becomes 100 pips negative? It's going to hedge again right here. It's going to put the 2 orders in for the quick fixers here and here. And this time the price came down. It picked up this quick fixer. Now this quick fixer is only 3 pips away from the hedge. So let's say that again it's closing the hedge when the hedge is 15 pips negative. Okay, well, the hedge is again negative $15 or pips or whatever you want to call it if they're 1 unit trades. But this time the quick fixer is only 12 pips profitable, but it's still a 2x trade. So it's positive 24.
24.
Right? We still have a plus 9. Man, I can't write with this thing. There. See what I'm saying? So,
I see.
So no matter what, you're always going to come out with a profitable outcome. Always.
I see.
Every time.
So always the net of the hedge, sorry to interrupt, net of the hedge and the quick fixer will always net to be positive.
Always. Every time.
Because the logical behind it, just make it. I see. I think the quick fixer is really just to make sure the hedge doesn't go wild and make it sure it's working.
Well, no, the point of the quick fixer is to be able to get rid of the hedge at a time that you no longer need it.
No longer need it.
Because see, at this point right here, our original sell trade is only 85 pips negative. And as long as it's not 100 pips negative, it doesn't need to be hedged. See, because eventually what's going to happen, let's go back to our red line, is that the price is going to stop moving up, and maybe this is the time when this price does come on back down, and then this trade closes profitably somewhere down here.
I see.
See, because the price isn't going to go up forever. It might go up, another 100 pips, and maybe this hedge this quick fixer might need a hedge of its own, which is exactly what happened right here, okay? Because what we have going on here is that we have an original trade, which is 2606. Okay, this original trade was hedged right here, quick fixed right here. This quick fix went 100 pips negative, so it hedged right here and quick fixed right here. See? So what it does is it just makes a ladder, you know, an original trade, a hedge, a quick fixer. Oops, the quick fixer went 100 pips ugly, so it hedges and it quick fixes. Oops, this one goes 100 pips ugly.
I see.
It hedges, it quick fixes. Now the thing is, since we're doubling the size of the trade every time, we really can't keep going up this ladder because these trades would be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we can't have that. So what we do with the EA is...
You have that 25%.
Well, we have that, but we also can tell the EA how many levels, how many levels we want it to go, and that is called the chain limit. So somewhere down here, there is something that says quick fixer chain limit right here. Quick fixer chain limit. See, so we're saying no more than 3 levels. Now, if the price moves higher than that, and it needs to go into the 4th level of hedge, it's going to hedge out the trade, but it's not going to make a bigger trade for the quick fixer. So in those circumstances, if you ever have a situation where you're using the Magic EA and you get to the 3rd level of hedge on a trade, then you need to call me and I can tell you how to fix it. Okay? And see, if you took a month of mentoring, you'd know how to fix it, because that's what I'd be teaching you in that class, right?
Is that 1 month pretty intense?
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, it's a video series, so you can make it as intense as you want it to be. And if it takes you longer than a month to work through it, then it doesn't really matter. Right. Do it at your own pace. But what it is, it's essentially the first month of the training that I give to everybody, where I tell them essentially how to trade forex. I teach them how my strategies work, how to use my strategies manually, just so that you know, because it's pretty important that you really kind of understand what the EA is doing, right? And you would also at that point know how to fix it if you had to manually intervene. See? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So anyway, this is what we're going to have on your account when we get you set up. So, can I make you the presenter, and I'll help you download your trading platform and download all the files and get it set up? You want to do that?
Great. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Please.
So
if it's not too late for you.
Not too late for me. Is it? It's gonna take us about an hour.
Oh yeah. I'm a night owl, so especially it's weekend. I'm good to go. If you are okay.
Me too. I'm always good to go. Okay, so I'm gonna make you the presenter. And then what's going to happen, it's going to ask you if you want to be the presenter, and then it will ask you which monitor you want to show.
Okay. So you have been made a presenter. Please close confidential windows.
Well, what that means is that if you have banking information open right now or something like that, you want to close those windows, because I don't, you don't want me seeing your banking stuff and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Okay, I don't have anything.
Okay.
So I just choose share.
Okay. Okie dokie. I can see your monitor. And this is good. We're on the email that I sent to you. And you're using Gmail, so that's good. Gmail is easy to work with. Now, what we have to do is at the bottom of your computer, in the taskbar, there is an icon that looks like a file folder. Let's click on the icon that looks like a file folder. If you right-click on it and click File Explorer, it'll make a new window. Okay, now make this window real tall.
Real big?
No,
like
not the whole screen, just tall. Just stretch the bottom of it down now. Just straight down. There you go. Okay, let's click on your Downloads folder. See on the left. Now, over at the very, very right, what we want to do is create a new folder. So don't click on a folder when you do this. Make the window just a little wider for a minute so that you can get into some white space somewhere. Go way off. Almost come just a little to the left. Just barely. See how if you go, put your cursor up where the files are. Now come down a little bit more. Now come over to the right. More. Okay, let's make the window a little bit wider. Okay, now go over to the right, just off of the scroll bar. Just come up, come down, come down.
Okay.
Get just a squidge to the right of where you are, but not on the scroll bar. Okay, right there, right click. And come down to New Folder. And let's find this folder. Scroll around until you can find this folder. Okay, now
it just says New Folder.
There you go. We're going to name it Files for Magic EA. Okay, now double click on the folder to open it. Now we can make this window more narrow.
Okay.
There you go, that's fine right there. Okay, now let's go back to the email. So just leave that open.
Okay.
And go back to the email. And what we want to do on every single one of these attachments, let's start on the top row. What you want to do is come down and click on the first attachment, the very first one. See the down thing? Click that one time only. Okay, now go to the next one. We have to do that for each one of these files individually. Make sure you click on them one time only. Perfect. Okay, we're done with the email, so we can close that window completely. Okay, now I see that you have your 2 trading accounts. Let's pull this. Okay, let's refresh let's double click on our downloads folder here, and then double click on the Files for Magic EA to open the folder. Okay, use the backup arrow one time. They didn't go into the folder. Okay, so do you see where it says chart 28? Don't scroll. Don't scroll.
Okay.
Okay, click on chart 28 and then come down to chart 01. Hold down your shift key and take everything down to chart 01. Okay, now right click and drag those into the files for the Magic EA folder. Okay, now do the same thing with the GBP USD thing. So come down to where it says GBP USD, then come down to AUD USD, hold down your shift key, drag those into the files for Magic EA. Okay, now if you come down four things, there's something that says FFCal. So come down 1, 2, 3. So go up, no, scroll all the way to the top. The FFCal, see it? It's scroll all the way to the top. Okay, now see.
Oh yes.
Okay, so click on that. Hold down your shift key. Click on the next one. 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 And the next one. And drag those into the files for the Magic EA. Okay, now let's make this window much more narrow. Make it tall, but make it narrow. It's the right width. There you go. Okay, now let's move it all the way over to, double click on that folder to open it. Okay, now let's scoot the window to the left, all the way to the left. But no, not that way.
Oh, no,
take it from the top. We're just going to move the window all the way to the top. Yeah, right there.
I see what you
That's perfect. Okay, now I see that you have downloaded your MetaTraders. So first, let's click on the icon at the bottom of your screen that looks like a little man in front of a chart. That one. Okay. Let's do that one first. So click on that one. This is the FX Brew demo. Okay. Now, before we put the Magic EA in here, what we have to do is prepare this MetaTrader to accept the Magic EA. So these four charts that are here by default, let's close all four of them with the X at the top of each one. Perfect. And let's, over here, I see a navigator window. You're on it right now. It says navigator at the top of it. For right now, let's close that with the X. Okay, now what you have now, you're in the Market Watch window. See at the top it says Market Watch. Right click anywhere in this Market Watch window.
Okay. And
come down to where it says Symbols, which is kind of in the middle. Okay, now make this window really tall. It doesn't have to be wide, but it needs to be really tall. That's good. Okay, now there's two folders here that say forex. Let's click on the plus button beside the first forex folder. Now, what you see in here, some pairs have a yellow icon and some have a gray icon. The yellow icons are the pairs that we will keep. Okay, and we don't want USD HKD, which is Hong Kong dollar, because we don't trade that pair. So next, and all of those are fine. Next, let's click on the plus button beside the second forex folder. Scroll that to the top, because I'm going to look through here and see if there's anything else that we need. So I'm going to go through these one at a time. They are in alphabetical order. So come down to the one that says, don't scroll, GBPAUD. It's the first G. Click on it one time only on the words. Now go up to the top when it's highlighted. Go way up to the top where it says show and click on the word show. Okay, now come down to the next one that says GBP CAD. Click on it one time and go up to the top and say show. Then come down to the one that says GBP NZD. Come down more, down, 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 stop right there and show. Now let's scroll the scroll bar to the bottom. Okay, let's come down to the one that says NZD CAD. Click one time, show. Then come to the one that says NZD CHF, which is the next one down.
This one, CHF?
Uh-huh. And click show. And now we can close the window with the X.
Okay.
Okay, now these are, let's count these pairs and make sure there's 28.
3, 4, 5.
And there are. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, now to make this list easier to use, I've found that if you go in and put these in alphabetical order, it'll really be beneficial to you at some point in the future. So,
oh yeah, definitely.
Click on the USD CHF pair. Now, left click and drag it to the very bottom of the list, and then just let it go.
You ready? Yeah.
Over the past 20 years, I have taught over 700 people from all walks of life how to create sustainable income. By safely trading the currency exchange markets, extreme profits are possible while taking minimal risk. Safe and conservative trading strategies are the key to earning 200% to 400% annually in your trading account. But you also have to be consistent about your trading. You don't have to spend all day doing it, but you do have to spend some time every day doing it. And if you're going to do that over a long period of time, you have to keep the trading fun, like a game. I'll be starting a new class soon to teach you how to currency trade. Currency trading is actually for everybody. It doesn't matter if you are a young person or an old person in retirement or maybe getting ready for retirement. I can teach you everything you need to know to be a competent, confident, and profitable currency trader. Let's work together over the next few months so that by the time the holidays come and the year 2020 begins, you'll be ready to make more money in the currency market than you ever dreamed of making in your investments in any other form. Come on over to my website, www.mindyyost.com, and register today. When you love what you do and you make money doing it, currency trading can become very addictive. In fact, I've always said the only thing that I can imagine that could be more addictive than forex would be drugs. So I made a little video about the correlation. Hope you enjoy it.
I'm thinking maybe you and I could partner up. You and me. The word is out. The game has changed. We're talking business. So listen up. That's how it goes. You cook, I sell. Own this city. You wanna make some cash money. I'm out there making fat stacks. We're making money. Sky high stacks. I'm out there making fat stacks. We're making money. Sky high stacks. Woo! This guy can cook. Keep bringing me that. Look at that, look. This guy can cook. Yeah, Mr. White. Look at that, look at that, look. Just do it again. Do it again. How we get it right. Just do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Hell yeah! We're gonna make some mad dough. Cash money, fat stacks. Everybody's like, whoa, snap. Whoa, whoa, snap. Woo! Mad dough. Cash money, fat stacks. Everybody's like, whoa, snap. Whoa, whoa, snap. Yes! If you wanna make more money and keep the money that you make, better call Saul. Oh yeah, better call Saul. Woo! Oh, I love it.
Yeah, stuff is so sweet. So sweet. So what do you say? You up for making some fat stacks?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, stuff is so sweet. I'll buy everything you got, everything you got.
Take it. The word is out. This is the best shiz ever. The word is out. Word is out. That's success with a capital S. This is our city. All right? All of it. We're staking our claim. We're gonna be kings. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, stuff is so sweet.
You wanna make some cash money, cash money? I'm out there making fat stacks, fat stacks. Yeah! Making money, sky high stacks. I'm out there making fat stacks, fat stacks. Hey, come on, baby! Making money. I'm out there making
Mad dough.
cash money, fat stacks. Everybody's like, whoa, snap, whoa, snap. Yes! Come on!
Mad dough.
Cash money, fat stacks. Everybody's like, whoa, snap, whoa, snap. I'm out there making fat stacks, fat stacks.
Okay, now they're in order. Yay, we did.
Yay!
Okay, so now you can close the market watch window with the
This will automatically save, right?
Yep, it'll automatically save.
Okay.
Okay, now at the top of the MetaTrader, there's the word Tools. So let's click on Tools, come down to Options. Now, there's a whole bunch of tabs that we're going to change. We're not going to hit OK at the bottom until we've done all of the tab work, okay? So on this first tab, uncheck where it says Enable News. And now let's go to the top and click on where it says Charts. Uncheck everything on this page. And the two drop-down boxes at the bottom, change them both to the smallest number, which is 5,000. Okay, let's click on the next tab that says Objects. And that looks fine, so let's click on the Trade tab. In the middle section, click the word Default. And in the box to the right of the word Default, type in 0.1. Okay. In the next section, click on the word Default and type in 0. Okay, then click the one-click trading box.
One-click trading box, this one?
Now that's a disclaimer telling you how things are, how the broker's going to deal with your trades. I would suggest that you come back into this at a later time and read it, just so that you know. But you have to click the I accept button and then OK. Let's go to the next tab that says Expert Advisor. And let's click at Automatic Trading. Then come down and click Allow DLL Imports. Then let's go to the Events tab at the top. It's on the top row of tabs. And uncheck Enable. Now click OK at the bottom. Okay, now what we've done is we've made a lot of changes in your account. So to solidify the changes that we've made so far, we want to close the MetaTrader with the X at the top and reopen it. So close it with the X. Now go down to your taskbar and reopen it. It's the one with the
The window?
Oh, we forgot to do that. Okay, scoot your File Explorer window over until we find it. There it is. See, it's on your desktop, so double click it from the desktop. Click, click. Okay, now, see the icon down at the bottom with the little man? Let's go down to that icon in your taskbar. Right click on it and pin it to the taskbar. Yeah. Now the next time you need to open it, it'll be in your taskbar. You won't have to go hunting for it. Okay, that'll be good, right?
Yes.
Okay, now the next thing we want to do is at the very top of your MetaTrader, on the right hand side, next to the X, there is a square. Next to the X. Click that one time only. Okay, now take the right hand edge of your MetaTrader window. So come down to the right hand edge. And we're going to make the window less, no, not there. You have to come down in the middle. There you go.
Okay.
We're going to make the window not the full screen. It might be easier to come all the way down to the lower right hand corner. See the hash marks in the very, yeah, there you go, that's good. What we're going to do for right now is we're going to put the MetaTrader window beside the File
Windows
Explorer window. Yeah, so pull them over so they're next to each other.
Okay.
That's perfect. Okay.
Can I minimize this one? It should be shrink, right?
Nope. For right now, we're going to transfer all the files. So we want these just the way they are. But we do want to be, we are in the right folder. At the top of this folder that you're in, click on the thing that says Date Modified. That's going to put them in a better order for us to use them. Okay, now come back over to your MetaTrader window and come up to the Word file. Click on it, come down to Open Data folder, which is in the middle. Now that's going to open another File Explorer window. So take that window and put it side by side the other one. Just like that. Okay, now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to click on where it says Profiles. So double click on Profiles. And there's a folder at the top that says British Pound. Right click on that and delete it.
Oh, delete it? Okay, sorry.
Just hit the backup button. That's okay.
So delete this one.
Yeah. Then click on the one that says Euro. Delete it. Right click on the Market Overview and delete it. Right click on Swiss franc and delete it. Perfect. Now come down into the white space. You're in the white space. Right click and create a new folder. We're going to name this folder 28 Charts.
28 charts.
Uh-huh.
Do I have a space in the middle? Or?
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, now double click on it to open it. Now, over on the right hand side, I want you to scroll to or make the window taller. I want you to be able to see all the words that say chart. So go from chart 01 to chart 28 and right click on 28. There you go, perfect. Now, left click and drag those into this window. Okay, now go back to the other window. Oh, good, it did it. Okay, so click the backup button one time. Now click the backup button one more time. And double click where it says Templates. And the ADX template at the top, right click on it and delete it. The Bollinger Band template, right click on it and delete it. Layers template, right click on it and delete it. Momentum template, right click on it and delete it. The next one you leave alone. Click on popular and delete it. It's the second one down. Statements. Volume template, click on it and delete it. Williams template, click it and delete it. Okay, now over in the other window there's something that just says white. So go grab it, left click and drag it into this folder. Perfect. Okay, now let's hit the backup button one time. Now let's double click on MQL4. Okay, now double click on experts at the top and right click on the first four things and delete them. Do not delete the MQL cache.
These four, right?
Uh-huh.
The one I highlighted?
Yeah, you did perfect. Okay, now come over to the other window and come down and get the magic EA that has the number 6007856. Just the one that says 600, and
okay.
Left click and drag it over into here. Okay, hit the backup button one time. Let's double click on the indicators folder. It's in the middle. Now over on the left, on the right, in the other folder.
Okay.
The top 5 things. Top 5 things. Drag those into this folder. Okay, let's hit the backup button one time. Okay, let's double click on presets.
Presets.
Now, let's take everything else, not the last magic EA, just everything else, and drag it into this folder. Okay, now you can close both folders. And what we're going to do, since we added a lot of stuff in here, we're going to close the magic EA with the X. Reopen it with the icon at the bottom by clicking one time only. That's it. Okay, now, while we're setting up the magic EA, we want to make this window real big again. So just take the bottom corner of it, or you could do it that way. Okay, so you were one step ahead of me there. You maximized it, which is fine. Okay, so what we're going to do now is install the EA. So the first thing we have to do is go to View, or no, I'm sorry. Underneath the word View, there's an icon with a drop-down arrow. So click on that icon, come down to 28 charts, and click one time only.
Wow, nice.
How easy is that?
Wow.
Okay, now go up to the word View and click on the word View. And we want to open the Navigator window. So click on the word Navigator. Okay, now the magic EA is inside the Expert Advisor. There you go, you found it. Okay, so yeah, try not to change the size of the boxes.
Oh, okay. I was just want to see if I got the right. This is the right one. Yeah. 60078. Okay.
Yeah. So let's right click and drag that EA onto the first chart. Okay, now make this window that opened very, very tall, and don't hit OK. Just make it very, very tall. Take the bottom of it down and the top of it up. There you go. Now, what this is telling you, it's telling you that this is the Magic EA version 54 and it was created for your account. Every account that uses the Magic EA has to have its very own program, okay? Because the Magic EA is going to go and check every time it makes a trade that it's on the right account. If it's not on the right account, it's not going to work, okay? So it also has my web address here for when you are ready to buy a live license, okay? It tells you that this expiration date on this demo trial is September 2020. I know you bought a 1-month license, but I like to give people plenty of time to test it and use it and see how it works under different market conditions. Okay, but my guess is you'll probably be ready to buy a live license in a couple of months. Okay, maybe sooner. Okay, it tells you that this is version 54. It's for a demo account, and it tells you again what account it was created for. So now let's go click on the Common tab at the top. Now, the thing is, for the EA to work, the Allow Live Trading has to be checkmarked. Okay, and then let's go to the Inputs tab. And when you open the EA on every chart, it's going to have these default settings. This is not what you want to use. So you have to go down to Load and click on Load one time. It's on the bottom right. Now the pair, let's make this window real tall too, so that we can see all of the entries in it.
I have to pair them each by the chart name.
And yeah, and so you can scoot this over a little bit if you want to, but you want to find the one that says that it's for the AUD USD. And you click on it one time only, and then you come down to Open. That just loaded the correct settings for this pair, and then hit OK at the bottom. Okay, now what you did is you just loaded the EA on the first chart, but here's what I want to show you. See how there's a little face up in the very top of that box? You see the little face? It's a sad face right now. Go up higher and point to it.
I see it.
There you go. It's a sad face. That
Something's
means
wrong.
that something's wrong. Well, what's wrong is that your auto trading is not turned on. So go up to the top of MetaTrader where it says auto trading and click one time. Now, when that auto trading has a green dot, it means it's turned on. And the happy face is happy. When the happy face is happy, that means it's going to work. Okay?
Very intuitive.
But you have to, you know, look at it occasionally. Make sure that that auto trading is turned on up at the top, because if not, you're going to have sad faces and it's not going to make any trades. Okay?
Okay. Before we go on, I want to ask you, since this is an auto trade, so enable to this EA to work, do I always have to turn this computer on and have this account open?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Now, that can be a problem for some people, right? Now, when you're using a demo account, you know, don't get obsessive compulsive about it. But the EA cannot make trades if your computer's not on and if the MetaTrader is not open, right? So theoretically, you want to leave your computer on all the time and the MetaTrader open all the time. But, you know, it's a demo account, right? So don't worry that much. But when you go into using this on a live account, I highly recommend that you put the EA, you put your whole demo, your whole MetaTrader account on what's called a VPN or VPS, which is a private virtual server, and the broker will give you that service for free if you open an account with $5,000 or more. And then when your account is running on a VPS or VPN, you don't have to worry about turning your computer on or off, because the virtual private server never shuts down. Okay, that's the beauty of it. And it doesn't matter if your computer is on or not. Okay? And I highly recommend that you do that with a live account. Because what you don't want to have happen is you don't want to have a situation occur where the EA makes a trade and then you turn off the computer for 8 hours while you're sleeping, and you wake up and all of a sudden you see that your hedge went in, but it's 350 pips away from the original trade, which is what's going to happen, right?
Yes.
Because that's not going to work for you, right?
No.
So anyway, the EA, when you close the account, or if your internet shuts down or something,
exactly. Or the computer is on the maintenance or power outage, I have no control over.
That's right.
I mean,
that's right. But those the broker will sell you a VPN for like, I don't know, $25 or $35 a month. But I would not pay for that service to run a demo account, right? But with the live account, they give it to you for free. So,
I'll definitely need that.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about that, because most of the time you are going to have your computer on, and most of the time, everything's going to be fine. But, if it screws up some trades because Microsoft did an update and shut you down when you were sleeping,
that happens.
If it screws up a little bit, that's okay. Because the point of the demo account is to give you an idea of what's going to happen, right?
Yes.
So, it's not tragic if you get a couple real nasty trades because something screwed up like that. But you don't want to take those chances with a live account.
No.
Right? So anyway, it's all good.
Yeah.
So anyway, now let's go ahead and grab the EA and drag it onto the second chart. So, left click on it and drag it over. Now this pair is EURUSD, so let's load. Find the one that says EURUSD. You have to be careful to make sure you get the right one.
EURUSD. Okay.
And then open. And then click OK at the bottom. Now, notice something here. See how the dashboard box is gray instead of green? Okay. That's because that account risk manager that I showed you earlier, you only want that the account risk manager acts as the boss. It's going out here and adding up everything that all the other charts are doing. And you don't want to have more than one boss, right? Because if you had two bosses in a factory, one guy's going to be saying one thing and another guy's going to be saying another, and you're going to have a super clusterfuck going on with your trades. Okay?
Gotcha.
So what you want, you never, if you don't want to trade all of the pairs, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But you want to make sure that you only have the account risk manager turned on one pair. That's it, just one. That's why I made the dashboard box a different color, so that it's immediately identifiable that that's the boss. Okay? So let's go ahead and drag the EA on the third chart. And this pair is GBP USD. There it is. Perfect. Perfect. Now let me explain something about the order of these charts. You'll notice that the top row are all pairs that have the USD in them. Okay? The second row is all of the pairs that have the JPY in them. But one of the JPY pairs was used in the top row because it was the USD JPY. So at the end of the second row, we have an oddball pair. We have CAD CHF.
I see.
Okay, the third row is all of the pairs that have the EUR in them, but we've already used two of them. We've used the EUR USD on the top row, and we've used the EUR JPY on the second row. So on this third row, we have two slots over on the right-hand edge. So we put the two NZD trades over there. And then the fourth row is the pairs that involve the GBP. And when we run out of GBP pairs, we had 3 slots left. So I put the 3 AUD pairs at the end of the fourth row. So after you've looked at this for a while, you will get the hang of where everything is. So if you ever have to think, oh, I want to go in and adjust my settings on EUR JPY, you'll know right where to look for it. But it's like anything else. When you're first learning it, it looks like a hot mess, right?
Yeah.
But it's going to be okay, right? You'll get the hang of it. So let's add the EA to the next chart. Now this one is NZD USD.
I'm thinking maybe you and I could partner up. You and me.
The word is out, the game has changed. We're talking business. So listen up, that's how it goes. You cook, I sell.
To own this city. You wanna make some cash money. I'm out there making fat stacks. We're making money, sky high stacks. I'm out there making fat stacks. We're making money, sky high stacks.
Woo! This guy can cook. Keep bringing me that.
Look at that, look!
This guy can cook.
Yeah, Mr. White. Look at that, look!
Just do it again.
How we get it right?
Just do it again.
Hell yeah!
We're gonna make some mad dough.
Cash money, fat stacks.
Everybody's like, whoa, snap.
Woo! Mad dough.
Cash money, fat stacks.
Everybody's like, whoa, snap.
Yes!
If you wanna make more money and keep the money that you make, better call Saul.
Oh yeah.
Better call Saul.
Woo! Oh, I love it.
Yeah, stuff is so sweet. So what do you say? You up for making some fat stacks?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, stuff is so sweet. I'll buy everything you got.
Take it. The word is out. This is the best shiz ever. The word is out. That's success with the capital S. This is our city. Alright? All of it. We're staking our claim. We're gonna be kings.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, stuff is so sweet. You wanna make some cash money. I'm out there making fat stacks. Yeah! Making money, sky high stacks. I'm out there making fat stacks.
Hey, come on, baby.
Making money. I'm out there making
Mad dough.
cash money, fat stacks.
Everybody's like, whoa, snap.
Yes! Come on! Mad dough.
Cash money, fat stacks.
Everybody's like, whoa, snap.
I'm out there making fat stacks.
Perfect. Okay, now the thing is, most of the time when the EA is running, you're done with the navigator window. So the navigator window, you can close it with the X. And what I do is I make my MetaTrader window much smaller because there's no reason to have it taking up a whole monitor. So let's go back up to the top, and well, before you do that, go up to the top and let's minimize it with by clicking the little squares at the right.
This one?
No, over, no.
Oh,
right,
this one?
right there, one time, right there. And now drag the top of the terminal window higher. Take the down a little bit, up a little bit, right there. Left click and drag up, 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 up. Right there. No, not that high. About there. No, come down. There, about there. That's fine. Now let's take the very tippy top of the MetaTrader window and drag it down. So go up to the very top and drag it down. Stop. Right there. Okay, now when you want to move the MetaTrader window around, you always want to grab it from that top bar, and you can place it wherever you want on your monitor. But the thing is, it's not taking up the whole monitor. So you still have monitor space to open other stuff, right? So anyway, let's do this though. At the top of the terminal window, there's columns, and they say order, time, type, size, symbol. Right click on any one of those columns. It doesn't matter which one. Come down and put a check mark on comments. Okay, see how it opened a new column and it says comments? It's over on the right. Every time the EA makes a trade, it's going to tell you what it did.
I see.
So it's going to tell you if it's an original trade or a hedge or a quick fix or a series trade. Whatever it's doing, it's telling you what it's doing. Okay? Now, the trade tab, see how the bottom of the terminal window has tabs in it? And the trade tab, which is the one we're on now, it shows you your currently open positions. But when you want to see the closed positions, go over to where it says account history and click on account history. This is showing that you have a balance of $10,000, and when the trades close, they will line up in through here. Okay.
I see.
So let's right click on this one up at the top in the columns.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to put a check mark on comments. Then go up to the top again and right click on any of the columns again. Right click on it. Come down and put a check mark on commissions. Every time a trade goes in, it's going to charge you a teeny tiny commission. Okay? But it's nice to be able to see that. So let's go back to the trade tab at the bottom. And since we made a whole bunch of changes, let's close the MetaTrader again with the X. Right? Reopen it from the icon at the bottom. One click is enough. And then wait for it to load. Click, okay, see at the bottom you're on the code base tab. Go over and click on the trade tab. And look at the top, make sure auto trading is green. You are ready to roll for when the market opens tomorrow.
Wow.
Pretty cool,
thank
huh?
you. Very cool, very cool.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're really going to like it. Now, what I want you to do though, the thing is, the EA is programmed right now not to make any trades at all the first hour and a half of a new trading day, and it also won't make any trades at all the last 30 minutes of every trading day. So there's a 2-hour block of time in there every day at the transfer from one trading day to another when the EA will not make any new trades. Okay? That's by design, because that's the time of day when the spreads can go really wide. And you don't want to pick up a trade if you're going to have to work through, I'm sorry, I've got the hiccups again, through a spread that is 20, 30, 50 pips wide, right? So don't be surprised if this doesn't make any trades at all until maybe about 10 or 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Because remember, it's looking for overreactive price action. And so when the market's moving real slow, like it does the first few hours of the trading day, it's not going to find any overreactions, right? So most of the trades that are going to happen between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. and then again between about 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. And the rest of the time, the market's just going to the EA is just going to kind of manage the trades that it's made. Now, some days the EA might not make very many trades at all, maybe 1 or 2 or 3. Other days it might make 20 or 25. It's totally dependent on high volatility, okay? So the more volatile the market is, the more trades we're going to make, and the more money we're going to make, but we have no control over that, right? So, but over time, what will happen is this EA will make somewhere between 1 and 2% per day over time. But that means some days it might only make $30. Other days it might make $280. Other days it might get stuck in a bunch of trades that go negative and not make any profit, not close any profit, and start accruing negative PL, right? But the thing is, you don't have to worry about that, because it's never going to close any trade for a loss or for a negative outcome. It does close hedge trades when they're negative, but it's a positive outcome because it has the quick fixers attached to it. Okay? So anyway, that's how you do it. You did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really fast.
It's incredible. You make it incredible easy.
I try.
Your voice is very calm. I mean, the first time I visited your site, I was like, "This is the teacher." I don't want someone to be like super hyper and say things super fast, or but just. I think you fit my style. So
thank you. That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah,
And I appreciate
you make me
that.
calm, and which is very important. Another question. I know your website, you recommend CoinX, but now you're going to the fixed brew. Is there any reason, or
No.
or both of them good, or should I just
good.
stick with one, or?
It doesn't really matter. The thing is, they're both good brokers. But
Okay.
the reason that I use multiple brokers is because I live in the United States. The U.S. regulators do not allow us to trade using hedging and high leverage and things like that. So I'm not going to trade with a U.S. broker, right? So I have to use foreign brokers, but I'm very, very selective about the foreign brokers that I use, and I put them through a pretty intense, what would you call it, vetting process before I ever trade live with them, or before I ever refer them to my students, right? But the reason why I use multiple brokers is because The
You
U.S.
want to have
government
a,
keeps going around the world and putting pressure on the foreign brokers to stop doing business with U.S. clients. And so I keep losing brokers all the time. I've probably used a dozen different brokers in the last 10 years because I have a broker that I love and they're a great broker, and then the U.S. government regulators are running around the world intimidating these brokers to the point that they just stop taking U.S. clients. And so then I got to go find some other broker, right? So I always try to have at least 2 or 3 brokers that I use, because you never know when a broker like this broker might send us all a letter and say, as of March 31st, we can't take U.S. clients anymore. You're going to have to move your account. So I always like to keep a pipeline of brokers that I can trust in
I
case
see.
I keep losing another one, right? So that's why I use multiple brokers. But CoinEx is a good broker. Never had any trouble with them. FinPro is a good broker. I actually kind of like FinPro better than CoinEx, for no other reason than because they're friendlier when you need help and you're using their helpline. They're just friendlier. They're European, whereas CoinEx is more like East African, area. And the European people just have personalities more similar to Americans. They know not how not to be offensive.
I
where
see.
a lot of
Um,
people, when you get into East or West Asia, I guess is what it would be, they just have a different personality. In the first place, most of them are speaking English as a second language, not a first language, right? And the
mhm.
Europeans are speaking English as a first language, most of them. And so
Yes.
that, it's just, but they're both good brokers. I don't have anything bad to say about either one of them, right?
Um, as I live in U.S. too, I know they're not allowed because I had this problem before. So, but for us to, I know they don't give us 1099s, right? For those
No,
foreign brokers.
no, they
There's,
don't. They,
okay.
you are still responsible for paying your income taxes on your forex income, but the broker is not going to do any reporting to the IRS. They're not going to do any reporting to the U.S. government. You have to take the responsibility to do that yourself, but it's very easy to do. I do my taxes online, right? I
Uh-huh.
use TurboTax, things like that. And as you're going through your TurboTax program,
Uh-huh.
one of the questions is, do you have any foreign financial accounts? And you just say yes. And
Okay.
when you say yes to that question, it's going to prompt you into another series of questions. And it's going to ask you, what the balance of the foreign account was at the first of the year, what was the balance of the foreign account at the end of the year, how much you took out in withdrawals. And the series of questions that it's going to ask you is going to figure out how much money you made, right? And what I do is I actually put that income in the line on the 1040 form that says other income. And I put
1044.
my total profits in the other income line on the 1040 form. But as I'm going through my TurboTax, I just answer whatever questions it asks. Now, if you make an exceptional amount of money, it'll prompt you into a third series of questions. But, like if you make less than $50,000 in your account in a year, the series of questions that it asks is pretty short. It's only 4 or
I
5
see.
questions total.
I see.
So it's
Another
real easy to do.
question. Um, Because I'm only familiar with the CoinEx. I know if we need to transfer the money to the account, we use Bitcoin.
Well,
correct?
actually, with FinPro, I mean, FinPro.
The
With
the fix
with
fix the
FX
blue.
Brew, FinPro was my very favorite broker of all times. I loved FinPro, but anyway, they no longer take U.S. clients. So, but I still say FinPro just off the top of my head because I had that broker for years and they were the best broker ever. But anyway, with FX Brew, you can actually make your deposits using international wire transfers, which is easier than converting it to Bitcoin. And your bank is going to charge you a fairly hefty fee to do an international wire, right? But FX Brew will literally pay you back the expense. So what you do with FX Brew, after you've made your wire transfer, if your bank charged you $180 for it, you just send FX Brew a photocopy of that line item on your bank statement, and they'll reimburse it to you by putting that much money into your trading account. I mean, you can't get much better than that. It's free.
Yeah. And when I withdraw, that's the same thing. Do they do the wire?
No, when you bring your money home, you will have to pay for the international wire, and it'll be a couple $100 usually. But when you're bringing home $2,500 of profit or $3,000 or $4,000 of profit, you really don't care if you're paying $180 or $200 for a wire transfer. It's just the cost of doing business, right? So,
yes.
But they don't reimburse the withdrawal fees for the wire transfers, but they do reimburse you for the cost to move your money over there, and I think that's pretty good.
Yes. And then for the CoinEx, because we use Bitcoin, we also have to report that, right? I mean, if we make any money, because every time you're not transfer you.
Yeah, you do have to report money that you earn on trading Bitcoin. But we're not trading Bitcoin. We're only buying Bitcoin to move money from one place to another. So most of the time we only actually own the Bitcoin for about 20 minutes while it's being moved. We take there's a company called Gemini. I have a video about it on my website.
Yeah, I actually opened an account in Gemini. I moved the money in Gemini. It's just to try things out, just like you explained in the video.
Yeah.
So,
but the thing is, when you're moving your money, you take it from your bank and you move it into Gemini. It stays in U.S. dollars in Gemini until the day that you're ready to move it to the broker. And on the day that you're ready to move it to the broker, you exchange your U.S. dollars in Gemini and turn them into Bitcoin. And then you immediately send that Bitcoin to your broker account. As soon as the broker gets your money, they immediately put it back into U.S. dollars. So your trading account is actually always in U.S. dollars. The only time you have Bitcoin is during that transfer process. First going over and then coming back. But as soon as they send you your Bitcoin withdrawal, they'll send it to Gemini. As soon as it gets there, you turn it back into U.S. dollars, and then you can move it as U.S. dollars from Gemini back into your bank. So we're not really making any profit off of Bitcoin. Now,
I see.
If you were going to buy Bitcoin and hang on to it for 3 weeks, and you made 14% on it, or whatever, then you would have to report that income because it was an investment that you made that you profited on. So it'd be like anything else. It'd be income. But I haven't seen the new taxes yet. I've heard that there are lines on the tax form this year that ask specifically about Bitcoin. But I haven't done my taxes yet, so I haven't seen how they ask the questions. But the thing is, what they're looking for is to find out if we made money trading Bitcoin. And that's no. We're not making any money off of it. We're just using it as a transfer tool, right?
Yes.
So we're buying it and selling it essentially for, it might be a few dollars or a few pennies different one way or another, but it's not going to be significant, and it's not like that's an investment. That's not. So I'm not sure how the questions are laid out, but whatever the questions are when you're doing your TurboTax, just answer them. If you answer the questions honestly, you don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah. Okay. So do you just suggest me just to try the EA on the FX thru and forget about a CoinX?
Well, whatever you want to do. I just thought it might be an interesting experiment for you to put it on both of the two brokers' accounts and see how different they are. Because
do they charge about the same kind of commissions or fees?
They do. They have almost identical trading conditions. But the thing is, no two brokers use the same market makers, right? And so sometimes the EA, the price on EURUSD between one broker and another broker might vary 5 or 6 pips sometimes. And in one situation, it might be enough variance that you get into a trade that you didn't get with the other broker. You didn't not get in a trade that you got in with the other broker. So
I see.
What you might want to do is let's just run the FX Brew one for this week, and then next week we can add the other one. And that way it won't be quite as confusing for you.
Okay. And then the other one is just the same, right? Or maybe you have to send me different files, but the process would be just identical, right?
Well, what we'll do when you set up the other one is the only file that's different is the Magic EA file. The rest of the files, will copy them from this MetaTrader account into the CoinX MetaTrader account. But, you still have the Magic EA for the CoinX account in your downloads folder, right? Because that file is only good for that account. See?
Yes.
But the rest of the files, we'll just copy them we'll copy them out of this MetaTrader account and paste them into the other one. So we won't be moving them, we'll be copying and pasting them, so that each account will have all those other files.
It'd be interesting to parallel running them, just see which one give a better profit, I guess.
Yeah. Or to see if there's, who knows? There's not going to be a lot of difference, but on some days there might be a difference of 1% maybe, which, can be significant. But over time, I think they're probably going to end up not a nickel's worth of difference over the course of a year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very, very good. And thank you so much for staying with me this late, and I really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Where do you live in the U.S.?
I live in Indiana.
Indiana? So
yes.
What time zone are you?
I'm like same time zone with the New York, so East Standard Time Zone. Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2 a.m. where you are. Okay, it's only 1 a.m. here. I'm good to go for another couple hours.
Are you 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. or?
I'm 1:03 right now.
1:03.
Yes, I'm in Central Time, so I'm an hour.
You're Central Time.
An hour behind you guys.
Yeah, appreciate you staying late and help me out and get everything set up. And
Now,
yeah.
what I'll do is I'll go ahead. Actually, I'll end our video right now. It's exactly 2 hours long right now. So what I'll do is I'll end the video. I will process this video, which will take about 2 more hours, and then I'll send you a link. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, thanks so much.
Thank you, Mindy.